But before that, as an outsider, nobody wanted to fuck with me. And I was not in that alternative scene. I was not in that self-hating, fucking wear of fucking Marvel, movie. And that's what, dude, it was Marvel. It was Spider-Man t-shirts, big beards. Yeah. It was nerds. There was a lot of people with disabilities in this business. That's fine. But like, there's some fucking mental illness, dude. This business is filled with mentally ill motherfuckers, dude. And it made me realize, like, oh, they don't like me because I'm somewhat fucking normal.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Colum Tyrrell Podcast. We got Paul Virzi here, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, buddy?
City boy! City boy!
Did you like that?
I love the sound effect.
Well, try touch one from behind. Just try touch the screen from behind, and then just like, go get it and go higher. You're a natural, Paul.
I like it.
Never had less.
I gotta get that shit on mine.
The sound effects at first, you do it ironically at first, and after a while you miss them. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
Paul Virzi, legend, and one of my favorite comedians.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely, I do love your style. I love your stand-up. I really,
thank you, man.
Big fan.
I appreciate
remember years
it.
ago, it might have been the first time we performed together. I remember having at the time I thought it was a great set. I think we did New York Comedy Club together, and someone else had a great set too. And then you went up and then you murdered, and we had to go. That's was shit. That was
I appreciate that, and someone else said that. Kevin Ryan said that to me. He goes, dude, I just saw you doing this, and then I was like, I gotta go after that, but dude, I had to go through that. It's the same thing. It was just experience. Like, you go from like having fear of being heckled and fear of what if this happens, that happens, and then you going like, all right, like it's you're ready. You're ready. You know.
Yeah, but it's a style. I like styles more than anything else. That's like there's styles that I like, and you've got that conversational. Well,
what made me like what I really liked about you, man. We could jerk each other off for a second here.
Please.
No, what I liked is,
and if I don't like what you said, I'll just dub over you. Just an Irish accent comes over your mouth, just like I loved. Honestly, you're the next Pryor, Colum.
I saw you talking on a podcast. It might have been with like. It might have been with Lewis, or it might have been somewhere, but you were basically saying how like you hate the fact that, and you said it young, and you were like that you hate the fact that like these gatekeepers, I feel like that. I've always felt like that, but how these gatekeepers are the ones that like validate us when it's so ridiculous that like you're running around the city and getting passed at a club from somebody that's never lived in your shoes. Yeah. And like that means so much. And the way you were like, that part of me was like I was like, I like this kid because this kid gets it, but then the other part was like, he's talking that shit a little early. I was like, this kid's gonna start burning bridges real early. Yeah. So like, I liked what you were saying. I was like, but this dude might want to play the game a little bit longer.
You didn't retweet it, but you DM me going, I like the rant,
dude. I always said that about Donald Trump. I was like, that dude didn't play the game a little bit, and that's why one side loves him, but other people are like, you gotta play the game a little bit. But no, the things that you were saying were good, but then you stuck to what you're doing, and like now I see what you're doing.
I know what you're talking about. That was a particular thing. I had an incident with a club in New Jersey, and me and the owner, who I don't respect, had a little bit of a he was Italian. I don't like Italians. But all Italians are okay. There's like there's a few.
I'm half Greek, so maybe that's what waters it down.
There we go.
Yeah, that waters it down for you.
Where are you from? Where you raised? Brooklyn?
No, I'm not. I was born in Yonkers, right outside the Bronx.
Oh, okay.
I was born in Yonkers, and kind of always Westchester, kind of always outside. I did live down here when I dropped out of college. When I was doing stand up, I lived in Queens and Manhattan for a little bit.
What did you do?
Dude, I dropped out of college to do this. I was 21, and I knocked on doors in Queens selling phone cable internet.
Phone cable.
Yeah, dude, knocking on people's doors knocking on people's doors at fucking dinner time. And I had to tell you something. That like gave me some things I didn't even realize going into, like doors slammed literally. Like
you probably heard insults you never even heard.
Oh, dude, we hear no in comedy a lot, but like you literally get doors slammed in your face, or eating, not now. And then you got nice people invite you in, give you something to eat. Like it was
worse.
Everything, dude. People like you could tell people like cooking up drugs in places. You could tell like, dude, I saw some wild shit, but it kind of helped me. It kind of helped me like learn this business is so fucking no until you get a yes. That it was kind of like prepared me in a weird way.
That's great. It's also a great job in a weird way. Like I worked for moving companies for a long time. I got to see like every part of New York.
Okay.
I got to see the worst, dirtiest dumps out in like East Brooklyn or wherever. East New York. And then I've also seen like the penthouses on the top of the,
they're like the sickest shit.
The wildest things. Like and you're sneaking a photo of the view, like when the when the person's not watching.
Did you come from Ireland? Like
I'm from Ireland.
Yeah. You came here from how long ago?
2014. So.
Yeah, see, like that's why, like dudes like you, like it's one thing to like leave Tennessee, right?
Yeah,
it's one thing to leave Florida and come up to New York and start a stand-up career, but like to go over the ocean and do it and not know anybody and do it, like that's some shit that like I don't know if like comedy was like the gigantic thing in Ireland or if I would hop on a plane here and fucking hang out in Ireland and try to do it. So that's some ballsy shit, man.
No, everyone's into singing.
What's that?
The singing is the big thing over there. Like,
so if I want to be a singer,
stop telling jokes. Yeah, sing a song about.
It's so funny.
The famine, will you?
Irish are just such tough, self-loathing like people, and then they just belt out tunes. Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like you guys deal with hangovers and shit. Like I had a friend. My Irish friends were the toughest, dude. My Irish friends, we drink all night long, dude. I'm not even kidding. We go till 4 or 5 in the morning, and I would just quit jobs. I'd be like, yeah, I'm partying. I'm not going to that job. No, I'm not even joking. I'd be at a keg party. We'd be doing drugs or, weed, whatever. When I say drugs, but weed, whatever, getting hammered, doing that. And it'd be 4:30. And I'd go, I'm just never going to that job again. I'm just literally like, I now don't have a job. My Irish friends, they get 1 hour of sleep, being hammered, wake up drunk, put their shit on, take the pain, go to work, deal with it. Some would get fired because they smelled like booze, but they still went up and did it. Like, you guys love pain.
Yeah, you guys, savages.
You guys are savages, man.
And I lived in Woodside in Queens for a long time, so there was a lot of Irish, and I was bartending too, where I'd be like, it'd be 4 o'clock, and I'm like, we're going home, everyone. And they're like, and I was like, you're in work in like an hour. Go home. And they're like, They're still wearing their work. They'll wear their work clothes straight to the bar, stay there all night, sleep in their work clothes, and go straight in.
Yeah. Now, are you a big drinker or no?
Yeah.
You are.
I drink a lot. Yeah.
But see, the thing is, you do it like a pro because you don't do that dumb shit that comics did in the city. I never see you staggering out of a comedy club. No. I mean, like during sets.
That's because maybe not. No. Well, I'm probably there later than.
But when you're done your set, you catch a nice one. Yeah. No, but I'm talking about these people that like. Every time I see comics, and listen, I'm not judging, but anytime I see comics drinking whiskey, and they're like, I got 3 spots left, I'm going, all right, dude.
Yeah, the beers add up on you. The whiskey's nuts.
Yeah.
There's been twice I got 2 that I know of that I got real bad anxiety because I got way too drunk. One of them was Dan Soder's, after his HBO special, they had a thing, and I went there, and then I was here for a while, I think, and I went over there. I hadn't eaten, had a few beers. Next thing you know, we're hanging out. Sean Patton shows up, buys everyone shots, and then I just like went home. I don't know what happened, but the next day I woke up going, I don't know what I said to who.
Yeah,
just I couldn't remember anything. I was much younger and didn't know a lot of the older guys either, so I was worried that. I thought there was a microphone for someone to like say some words for Soder. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if I grabbed that microphone and was like, let me do a quick bit. Let me do a quick 2 minutes.
Oh, shit. Yeah. And you wake up with that guilt, not knowing.
Yeah, but thank God I woke up and everyone said I just beelined us like out of there.
Good.
Like that. But I've had other situations, like I was at the stand wasted, but I was drinking with my buddies all day and then someone dragged me to the stand. So I wasn't even performing.
Okay.
And then I show up and I think I'm being fun, like Patrice, I'm roasting, but I'm just going up to people going, you're a real ugly bitch. And I go, hey! It's like tough crowd.
Yeah.
It's like,
I bet your mother's a whore.
Yeah.
People are like, dude, this Colum guy's going in. Dude, I don't even know this guy.
God damn it, you're a fat.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I'm going nuts at these people, but I just in my brain I'm like,
the job this job makes, when you're younger, you do. I remember, and I could say it now because I don't give a. But they were the women at the executives at Comedy Central who still didn't release my. Dude, do you realize that license deal was so bad that I'm not getting my Comedy Central special, which I shot at the end of 17.
Yeah,
and it released in 18. I'm not getting that back until a year from this September, and I'm gonna get my Netflix special back quicker. And they aired it once. That's how the deal was. I mean, shout out to Comedy Central for putting it on, but I mean, either way.
Shout out, yeah.
Either way.
Took a chance on me.
But what it was, and this is true, back in the day when Soder kind of first got to the city, he was hanging out. This is like around when he got like Montreal. He was hanging around with Nate Bargatze and that little clique, and everybody was kind of going around. And the thing to do was go to the bar where the Comedy Central executives were drinking.
Oh, okay.
Because they would be drinking.
Yeah.
And I caught myself hanging there, and I was so out of place because I was a guy with a really young family.
Yeah.
So like I was the first to do with like as far as my friends, you know, Giannis and Bill Burr and well, Joe Bartnick had a daughter, but there were just people that were friends of mine. Bobby Kelly got a family later.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, I had little kids at home, and I'm like hanging out at a
doing
bar,
shots with Mark Norman.
Yeah, like and I'm trying to do, have a beer and have these women who didn't know me or like had here's the thing, they already had the comedians that they liked.
Yeah.
They already had the style of comedy they liked, and the style of comedy they liked, and there's no offense to that, but that style was like, that was kind of that underground
whimsy.
Fucking, it was that what's that thing, that alternative.
Yeah.
It was that underground alternative Brooklyn bar shit. And that was never me, dude. I was a dude, kids, family, guy, love to talk shit, love sports, love cigars.
You actually do well in front of real people.
Yeah.
Not just
that's
you're not just out there pretending to be a pigeon for no reason.
But I'm glad you said that, Colum, because that's exactly, in my mind, I felt like, in my mind, it almost made me feel like, well, wait a minute. I'm relatable to real dudes in the real world.
Yeah.
Yet they want me to be relatable to these weird, like Brooklyn hipster outcasts. Why don't they like me? And it was this weird thing. And then I was like, but luckily I had good people going, dude, just keep doing what you're doing. And then when I realized what it was, I had the awakening of like, oh, what the fuck would I even want to be a part of that?
Yeah.
Why would I even want to be a part of that?
Yeah.
And then I just started to get nasty at what I did. Yeah.
Fucking despise anyone who works in comedy. I mean,
dude, I can tell by the way your voice just changed and got creepy. I was like, that's coming from a real fucking place, dude.
Because it's like, here's the thing, anyone that's good at their job, I've yet to meet them because they're running the companies. Yeah. Anyone that I interact with is a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
And they just like hanging out. I book a show or I do. It's like talentless. It's talentless.
Yeah.
You're just comedy adjacent. That's but they act as if they have something to give. Where it's like, no, you just didn't want a real job. Anyone can do what you're doing.
Anybody can.
And then the second they lose that job, they go, hey, am I still important? And everyone goes, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I met a booker recently. I called her a retard. I was delighted. No, because she got fired and she never fucked with me. And then I saw and I go, I heard you got fired. Maybe you should have booked me.
Oh, that's great.
And then I go, you're a moron. I go, you're a fucking retard. I go, you're a retard for never booking me. And then people are like, no, Colum, don't burn bridges. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. What?
She's just some chick.
Yeah.
Who's like been replaced by ChatGPT.
Oh, so Colum, you're more petty than me. Like I kind of watch this shit and then just go, they deserve it. You fucking go up to
I go up them.
You go up there. You should have booked me. That's brutal.
I went right up to him and go, maybe you should have booked me. But like, look, it is what it is. But like that genuinely, I felt held back my career a little bit. My life would be a lot easier if I had more places to do. You know, it just would have been easier. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then that person, by the way, not doing anything because they had a job that the owners just didn't want.
Yeah.
Like booking comics isn't like a talent. It's like the owner just goes, I'm not doing this shit. You
do it.
Here's a fucking bag of chips.
Yeah. And that's why a lot of bookers were like ex-waiters and waitresses. Seriously, they were ex-waiters and waitresses at comedy clubs for years. They're like, hey, and then and then what happens is they pick their favorites.
Yeah.
And this business is all somebody not liking you until everybody likes you. Adrian Appalucci said it. Nobody wants you till everybody wants you. And it's true. And then all of a sudden you meet them. See, the thing with me is people always had a different thing than me. People were afraid of me. People were afraid that I'd be mean. Or like the way that I'm like, I would be like, and I wasn't. I was really nice, but I was quiet.
Yeah.
But then they'd see a bit and they'd like, oh, he's a nice dude. And that was funny. I want to work with him. But before that, as an outsider, nobody wanted to fuck with me. And I was not in that alternative scene. I was not in that self-hating, fucking wear of fucking Marvel, movie. And that's what, dude, it was Marvel. It was Spider-Man t-shirts, big beards.
Yeah.
It was nerds. There was a lot of people with disabilities in this business. That's fine. But like, there's some fucking mental illness, dude. This business is filled with mentally ill motherfuckers, dude. And it made me realize, like, oh, they don't like me because I'm somewhat fucking normal.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely have my shit. Look, I have my anxiety, I have my OCD, I have depression shit.
Yeah, you're mad as hell. But in this industry, I'd trust you more than most people.
Like we all have our shit, right? But I'm glad
about
that
six beers in at a barbecue, I'm turning around going, yeah, we gotta get out of here before Paul kicks off.
No, but I would, and then you go home, and you know, the business makes you question yourself. And what's fucked up about it is we're all insecure anyway. Everybody in this business questions himself, right? Yeah. You question yourself. That's why when you're around certain people, you want to be a certain way. That's why when you first got there and you were roasting people and doing that Patrice shit, in your mind, you kind of wanted to put yourself, you want to establish yourself, but that's kind of based on insecurity a little bit, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I get drunk and I just think it's funny.
Yeah. Or that.
I think I just missed the mark. I don't think there's no such thing as being mean when I'm drunk. Then the next day I got to ring up and go, yeah, sorry for bringing up that birthmark on your face. I got apologize. Sorry for calling you shit stain.
Yeah. You go right for like that personal defect. Yeah.
Or you make up something going, yo, those fucking eyebrows are fucked. And then I go, what? You just make it up and walk up.
But I would feel like I remember like getting past at the Cellar was such a big deal.
Oh yeah.
People wanted it and then but I kind of put something out to the universe and it happened. I believe, and that shit is real. No, that shit is real. Not even visible. When you say it, if you truly say it. So this is a true story.
Speak it into existence. What's it called?
Yeah, you speak it to existence.
There's a whole thing about it.
And it says, because if you can basically say what you're gonna do once it's out there, something either in you, something happens. Well, this is what happened with me at the Cellar. So years ago, I'm talking. This is like when the old stand first opened, and the old stand was there 7 years. The new one's been there for about 3. So the stand is probably 10, 11 years in existence, maybe 11, 12. So I'm talking like year 1. So this is early on, dude. And the only way you could get into the Cellar is if you get a referral. So, and the Cellar was a lot different back then too. Cellar was a little bit more people.
Wasn't the fucking scrubs they have today, you know?
You know what? To be honest, I don't do.
The club sucks.
I don't do this.
Paul, I agree with you, Paul. That club is fucking shit. No, the glory days are gone, Paul. You're right. I agree.
No,
fuck that club.
Well, I don't really put my avails in anymore, to be honest. I actually look. You know what happened?
Fuck the stand too, Paul. I understand what you say. I get it. Paul, me and you, two peas in a pod.
Fuck everybody. I don't need to do spots.
Yeah, the piggyback.
Fuck this city.
The piggyback on what Paul said. Yeah, the Cellar sucks.
You start shitting on every club. Fuck that club's not that good anyway. What are we talking about here? Bunch of fucking tourists. No. So I Esty now when I put my veils in, she gives me, but I don't really put them in that much there because I do like a couple nights at the stand. He packs, he sets me up and I got my car right there. I could go home. But years ago, what happened was you had to get like a big time headliner, 1 or 2, to talk to her and get you in for an audition. So that happened many, many years ago. And I was honored. Bill Burr is actually like, dude, you need to be in there. Let me talk to her. So she calls me. I go in there. And she puts me on a Saturday night, like 1 a.m. for 6 minutes downstairs. And Keith Robinson hosted, and I felt like it went great. And everything was good. So I was waiting for her. And she goes, yes. She said something like, yes, I put you on very late, and you talked about, now I had just had a daughter. I had just had a daughter. Yeah, so my daughter's 11 now. So this is how long ago it was. I just had a daughter. And I'm talking about my daughter on stage because that's what just happened in my life.
Yeah.
And she's like, yes, I put you on very late. You talked about your family. She goes, I'd like to see you on an earlier show, which didn't make sense. And then I realized some things that happened. But anyway, long story short, Keith was like, man.
That doesn't make sense. Like,
no, it was, I know what it was. I know, but it's all good. It's all good.
Usually it's the opposite where it's like, oh, you were dirty on an early show. I'd like to see you on a later show.
Yeah, and the weird thing was I talked about having a new daughter on a late show and it went well. So why would you even have to see me on an early show? But whatever. She said, you know what I mean? Like it didn't make it, but whatever. She said what she said. And I was like, fine, whatever. And then I called and I go, hey, this is, and she goes, yes, we will try again one time. And I'm like, all right, and waiting for something, and then just got off the phone. So now I'm done. So now I'm like, I'm never going to work the Cellar. Yeah. I'm like, I'm never going to work the Cellar. I'm not going to do it. The stand is my Cellar anyway. I'm going to work there, and that's what's going to happen. And 6 or 7 years go by, and I find out that she had walked up to the table at the Cellar going, what's up with this Paul Virzi guy I keep hearing about? And Bobby Kelly was like, yeah, dude, that dude's funny. So she started hearing about it. So I just said to myself, I said, I'm never going to work the Cellar unless they call me and just say, we want you in the club. And somebody goes, well, that doesn't happen. So I was like, well, then I'm never going to work there. And sure enough, one day I come home, went out eating with my wife. My sister went to dinner, came home, and I got a text message, and it was from Esty. And she goes, hey, this is so-and-so from the Comedy Cellar. She said, we have a club. I swear to God, it was weird, dude. It was weird, but I said that this is the only way I would do it. And it was like, yeah, we have a new club in Vegas right now, and we'd love you to do that. And Bobby Kelly was out there. So she goes, Robert would like you to come out there and do it too. And then she just goes, and if you would like to work any of our New York City rooms, just give me avails. Oh, yeah. So I sent my avails, and she just fucking loaded me up with spots, and I just became a regular at the Cellar. And it was like, because I knew, first of all, I was at the point in my career where I'm not going to go and do an audition for 6 minutes for somebody when I was like past. I mean, I was already a kind of established guy, so that would have been a weird thing. But I realize now, and this is nothing against, because in all fairness, she has, since I got past there and I give avails and stuff, she's been good to me. So, but the stock that comedians hold, what people think is important, from late night bookers, when you get that, to fucking to comedy special decision makers, to everybody, we have this thing in our minds that's so much bigger and different. And at the end of the day, dude, and it sounds corny, but if you just get fucking really nasty and you just put on a show that they can't really fuck with, at the end of the day, they're gonna be like, what are we doing here not booking this person? Yeah. And that's kind of, it's the longer road. It's the road you got to be more patient, but it's also the bulletproof road where you're like, don't fuck with me. Now I want everybody in the room. Come in. All you motherfuckers that didn't want to book me, come in and watch what I do. And put the dude that you think is good in front of me, because I want to follow him. And I want to follow them. I want to follow anybody. I don't give a fuck who it is, and this is not arrogant. I've been doing this. It's tried and true. I've been in this game for a long time, and it's like that Biggie line, right? I've been in the game for years. It made me an animal. I've been doing this shit for 2 decades, and I'm ready, and I'm happy, and I'm in a better place, and I'm more honest than I've ever been on stage, and I kind of believe in my funny. Yeah. Now I believe in what I'm saying, and I just go with it. And when Netflix, and another thing too is Netflix, that's the other thing. Netflix said no to me before they saw the special, and then they saw the special. I mean, I don't know if that was the right sound.
We only have one noise. But no matter what happens,
yeah. But like what, and I say this to everybody, and it really is about being patient. But like Netflix is like, oh, we like Paul, but there's a lot of competition out there. We don't know. They basically gave us a nice Hollywood no. Yeah. And then they saw Nocturnal, and when they saw Nocturnal, they said, this belongs here. And that meant more to me than me having 2 million followers and them saying, get him. Yeah. It meant more to me. So that I've kind of always had that path. Yeah.
Go check out Netflix special.
Yeah, Nocturnal Admissions, man. It's doing good.
Nocturnal Admissions.
The weird thing is people.
What's that, Wet Dreams?
Are like, it was a play on words. It's Wet Dream is Nocturnal Emissions.
Oh.
So we just said Nocturnal Admissions because I kind of said the word nocturnal during the special. We were thinking about it, but it's weird. People think it just, now that I keep breaking down clips, people think it just came out now.
Oh, really?
It's like, oh, shit, Virzi got a Netflix. And I'm going, yeah, dude, it's been out there for a year. But no, I'll take it, man. Just let everybody go see it,
Yeah, that's sick, man. That's great. How old are you? Because I always feel like you could be anywhere between 22 and 70.
And I'm 44. Yeah, I'm 44. Yeah. 44. It's weird, dude.
You got like a young attitude. You got an old attitude, young bbody, or both. I don't know what it is. You're very confusing.
Somebody said, I'm like, I got like all these different faces. Like if I shave, I look 14. I'm just one of those dudes. No, I did my first open mic at 21. Did my first open mic, but then in New York, I couldn't get up. You can't get up. Yeah. So like when I was knocking doors, like I would do a set like every couple months. You can't get unless. So then I started doing. I did the black rooms.
Oh, nice.
And contests and stuff because it was just.
That's great.
Nobody's gonna put you. And then you do bringer shows where you got to bring 3 audience members.
Yeah, of course.
And they tell you you're gonna go on at 9. And you go on at fucking 11:40, and your friends have been sitting in the crowd for 4 hours.
And they tell you there's an industry guest, high-end industry guest.
Dude, I dropped out of college because a guy told me it was industry night. I fucking dropped out of college. I wrote my professor that I was going.
Sorry.
I thought that I was going to do. That's what I'm talking about how your mind when you're a young comic.
You talked to this guy going, Bobby.
Dude, I fucked this. Like,
I've seen you all.
It's
I'm
big.
Make you a star.
It's big industry night. And I just wrote my professor that I'm not going to be there for my finals. And I thought I was going to go to New York Comedy Club and do a 6-minute spot where I had to bring audience members and become a fucking movie star. No. That's how ridiculous.
And you show up and the guy who's running the scam, you go, where's the where's the industry guy? And they go, oh, this guy. And they just pulled some Mexican. They pulled a Mexican from the kitchen.
His fucking cousin showed up. He's like, dude, you're going to have young comedians
they
just really scared of you tonight.
Just put a top hat on his friend of his and goes, yeah, but just if anyone asks, you make movies, all right?
Dude, I'll buy you a drink. I'll buy you 2 drinks and give you dinner. Just say that you work for Paramount.
Yeah. I had Joe Harami from The Stand.
I love Joe.
He was my industry guest once years ago.
Oh, that
was the guy, and I remember going, "What the fuck is this waiter is telling me I had a good set?"
He's a fucking intern. He's a fucking.
He was like running around.
Joe was like 17, just out of NYU. Chris Italia's like, dude, just I'm gonna make you a waiter here.
He was just some guy. Even now, today,
I love Joe.
Years later, Joe's still irrelevant. So
Joe's a great guy who's been around comedy, but when comedy clubs do that, you're going like,
I know.
Industry is like, a casting director for CBS is here looking for people for sitcoms. That's like.
Have you ever been close to getting out, getting a real job, getting back out there?
No.
You've never had real
no
times like that.
There have been times where I've been away from my family in a hotel. Never wanted to quit, but just kind of be like,
the family pressure seems a lot because no one's reliant on me for anything. So
right.
I'm like pursuing a career in entertainment is fucking nuts, right? But it's fine if you're doing it to yourself. I feel like because sure, my girl doesn't like it, but like she has her own. She can fucking feed herself. If I had kids, I don't know how I'd.
No, that's a great question. And to be honest with you, man, if I didn't see myself improving, and if I didn't see myself, and I do have to say, like, I did get the opportunity to open for guys like Burr. I opened for Attell one time. I opened for Brewer. I opened for some big people. And I remember when I was touring with Bill was like, dude, having Bill as a mentor was huge because he's like, Bill told me things I would do before I could ever see it. Like, dude, I remember I had like my first child was like a baby at home, and I was making like $350 a week. My wife had a full-time job. We have a condo. And Burr was like, dude, you're going to be selling out comedy clubs and theaters. And I'm going like, is he fucking with me?
Yeah.
But he's like, no, dude, I seen this. I know. And then like he would watch me, like if I tore down a theater in front of him, he would just go, dude, what you're doing now is like, we're not going to be working together because you're getting headliner laughs in these theaters.
Yeah.
But I do think that the improvement made me never think I would quit because it was almost like a ball player that like starts out in the league as a rookie and you're like, all right, dude, he's got potential. But then the second year, you're like, oh shit. Then the third year he's an all-star. And then you're like, oh, I think I felt like I was never going backwards. And I think if I was going backwards with the family, I wouldn't do that to my family. Yeah. Like if I was fucking up, dude, and all of a sudden I'm going like, I feel like this. And I would tell my wife, like, I'll fucking go be a mailman or whatever. But dude, I actually fantasized about being like when you're in our life, you fantasize about a normal life, but then you realize, dude, after 2 hours of like just dropping off packages, you'd be like, dude, get me.
I can't imagine not showing up somewhere at like 9 and like that, like they're like telling me what to do.
Could you imagine just showing up to like a job at 9 a.m. and they're going, hey, Colum, how come you weren't in the meeting, dude? The boss is pissed off. That's worse.
Insane.
Dude, that's, and no offense to the people, probably the majority of people listening to this have that.
Yeah, everyone's sitting here right now in a cubicle, fucking bored shitless, or at least they're working at home in their tiny little fucking studio apartment. They're all losers, by the way. Everyone that listens to this podcast is an absolute loser. We're here to point them in the direction.
Quit your job.
Drive that forklift right into the fucking manager's office. Right now, just make one of those videos where all the stuff at the warehouse falls over.
I think today, if you don't do shit today, like today, dude, you can fucking start a podcast. You can start a YouTube channel. Yeah. You can write your own script. Yeah. And you could I think today is a time where if you really just stay safe at your cushy job, it's kind of a lazy, it's like you. Like, I guess back in the day, you're like, look, man, I got to give my family dental. I got to, but I think today you could start mentally saying, I'm going to leave my job in a year. And during this year, I'm going to start talking about shit I love either on a podcast or a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like if you can't make money now, dude, you know what I mean? If you can't, like, look, dude, you rent out a space in a building, you get cameras, you get people to help you. And all of a sudden you're going, oh shit, sponsors love what we're talking about. And we're going to start making some money. It's like, if you don't think like that, then I can't help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you do if you had to go into a regular job, a real job?
If I had to go into
a real job that actually has problems, not our problems. The comedians are always just like, oh man, So tough.
it would probably have to be something I was selling that I care. Like,
Gotta sell something.
Even like I would say sales, just because if I was talking passionately about it, you know, like I don't think I could sell cars just because even if you were high end, like even if you were selling Ferraris, after a while, dude, you're just gonna be like, dude, it's a fucking Ferrari. I would get like, like I would expect, dude, it's a Ferrari, dude.
Yeah, someone walks in and you just don't like the look of them. They're like, can I have a look at this? You go, no, I know you're fucking wasting my time. There's no way.
You're a cokehead. Get the fuck it. No.
Yeah. Look at that shirt. You shot that Ross dress for less. I know you're not getting a Ferrari.
You know,
fuck off.
Yeah, you're trying to impress this chick you're with. Yo, Hyundai is right down the block. You fucking fake. No.
Paul, you keep lashing out at the potential customers. These leads are dog shit.
I haven't sold one fucking Ferrari this month. No, I think real estate could be cool. Like, I think like cool real estate could be cool.
It's got to be sales.
But
right?
But no matter what it was, I would have to make my hours.
Gotta make your hours.
I would have to as far as clocking in and clocking out. I just don't think I can't do it, especially after the way I've lived doing this. But it's just not. It's not for me, dude.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'd probably be like.
Would you go back to Ireland or would you stay here?
I don't know. I'd probably stay here. America, like I like America. I like it.
Yeah.
I like America has a good vibe for me.
Your family's still there?
Yeah. Some of my family's there. My brother's in Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the two sons got up and left. The two sons went, see ya. We went our separate directions.
What'd your brother do?
He's in construction.
Oh, that would have been great if you were like, dude, he's like a huge comic in Australia.
That would be great.
Dude, if he had a podcast down there that was just crushing it.
We're both just rivals on different sides of the...
You just keep like, for some reason, I'm like, dude, what's your problem with Australians? Like, you fucking hate that place.
They let everyone in there. All those comedians are hacks out there.
Is that your older brother? Or
That's my older brother. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So he's great. He's funny. He's actually one of those guys where he's so funny that like if he ever did stand up,
could do it.
He could, but he just all he ever wanted to do was cut wood. That's all. That's his.
Some of the funniest dudes are just doing jobs that you would never.
Yeah.
You know, like we're damaged. That's probably why we do it. You know, but
I don't know. There's something makes you get into it. I don't know what it is, but certainly not being the funniest person. I don't think that's. Sure, some stand-ups are the funniest people you've ever met, but like there are so much funnier people out there. The amount of people I worked with that were like the Joey Diaz level of these old New Yorkers that had like gone, what the fuck is this shit? I remember working in a construction site and Comic-Con was on and all the older guys going, look at these fucking freaks.
Yeah, but
Johnny, you want to fuck this freak? You would, wouldn't you? Yo alien babe. Like they're shouting at them.
Look at this fucking nerd dressed like Princess Leia. You want to fuck it? No, but
the fucking, what is this, a freak fest? What's going on? They're like throwing fucking Red Bull cans at these like guys dressed as.
I just saw Princess Leia give Chewbacca a hand job in the bathroom. This place is freaky. No, but here's the thing: those people, a lot of those people aren't good on stage.
Of course,
That's what it is. That, being good on stage is like it's like you got to develop it. Like those are just like when I first got on stage, I was that guy.
Yeah.
What's the deal with? And people were like, Paul, you're not really that dude. But I was like, I was just like this New Yorker who thought I can like be that.
Yeah.
And people would be, it was funny, but there's nothing there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the jokes weren't really good. And I remember, shout out to my neighbor, Jared from Boston. He goes, dude, you know, you're funny and you're following your dream. And that's because it's like a couple years in.
Yeah.
And he's like, but you're not that guy with that angst.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I wasn't. And because I'm not that. And then I realized though, to find the funny in who I really was going to be a little more vulnerable and a little more, had to deal with the pain of it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to deal with pain if I was just a dude up there strong.
Yeah.
If I'm just up there strong, I'll be fuck you. You know, what's the deal? Then nobody's going to fuck with me. But that was a defense mechanism for people to not fuck with me.
Yeah.
And then when I just had to really go, okay, I got to get good at this, I had to stand in the pocket and take the blitz. And that's how I looked at it.
I would love if I haven't seen you in a while and now you've just turned into like Bo Burnham. And you're like just completely the most elevated, emotional. You're like singing sad songs about melancholy.
Listen,
we all feel loneliness sometimes.
Dude, if that ever happens, dude, something happened to me bad.
You're like just like beyond the
dude, just pull me aside and say, Paul, something's going on and we need to get you out of this. I called your wife. We're having an intervention. No, I think that I definitely do have some angst and some things that I go hard with.
Yeah.
But but I needed to kind of hone that into my act in the real way. And that 10-year number is real, man. When people say 10 years, like when Chris Rock back in the day said it takes 10 years, I remember I was about 10 and a half years in when I really started to feel like I was really like Paul on stage.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't before, but it was more of like an act trying to be funny than like now just being me funny.
Yeah.
And I mean, and now here I am and like I can't now I feel gross if I'm not that.
Yeah.
You ever just go on stage and like, like there are even times where like, even if there's a glimpse of something that I'm like, don't just say that.
Yeah.
Don't just fucking say that because it works. Don't say it because you don't want to say it. So then don't fucking say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
How funny now would be like, I gotta come clean, and I was like, I'm not Irish. It's like a character. It's
dude, you were from you had like a Virginia Southern.
I got to come clean, man. I'm not from Ireland. I just did that thing one time at work, man.
Dude, I showed up and the Irish thing just killed. I can't go back.
I panicked.
That would be fucking hilarious.
For years we go. I'm like Larry the Cable Guy.
Dude,
kind of
would be. Dude, imagine that. Like I'm at the stand and someone's like, "Dude, you know about Colum?"
That's my.
Like what? They're like, "Dude, he's from North Carolina, dude. That's not even him."
Someone in the paper, they out me. It's like Steve Renazizi.
You're like the Irish Larry the Cable Guy. It's just all fake. It's just
the whole time. Yeah.
But I heard I think I don't want to speak out of turn, but I heard that Larry the Cable Guy was really sick of doing it.
Oh yeah,
and was like, dude, I can't. Yeah, because like,
did he do
his real? Shit, what's his real? I heard he's a super super nice guy.
Yeah,
and everybody's talks about how nice of a guy he was. I forgot his real name. Everybody knew him because I guess he had his real name. He was a comic with his real name.
His name is
and then he was
David the Cable Guy.
No, and then
he changed it.
He went on a radio station and did that character as a segment.
Oh, he did,
and it was a prank and whatever. And then all of a sudden it just stuck.
Yeah,
and then he just stuck with it. But like after a while, I don't know if I could do that, man. What's his real name? Does it say? Yeah,
Daniel Whitney.
Daniel Whitney. Yeah.
Dan Whitney, and like I heard.
Did he have many characters? Like, because Dice did that too, right? Didn't Dice have like multiple characters, and then he just settled on Dice because it was the one that worked?
He did. I don't know if he had characters like that were permanent on stage, but I know that he did a lot of impressions.
Yeah,
and he did a lot of. He would change his voice, and and the thing with Dice is, which
he's a
people
Jewish kid, right?
But he loved to sing. He would be one of his big things. He would do Elvis. He did Elvis at the Garden, like after his set. He did an hour at the Garden. He was one of the first. Dice was like the first to sell Madison Square Garden, and then he just fucking put his thing up and like, dude, went into a full on. Dude, he went on to like a full on like and then he had his birthday party. They did a surprise birthday party at the stand party.
Okay, and
they had. I start going in the green room because I had sets in another room, and they're like, no, dude, that's where the Elvis impersonator is, and like they had an Elvis impersonator. Like Dice loves Elvis.
Oh yeah,
it's like that's what he wanted to be. Or like, yeah, so he did it in his act, and then at his surprise party, there was like a dude dressed as Elvis in there. A lot of comedians wanted to be rock stars, which I didn't. I was different. Mine would be like, as a comedian, for me, I would want to be an athlete. Like, so for me, like a lot of comedians were like, have that rock style, like they wanted that rock star type thing. For me, it would be like if they saw if they started to hang out with Metallica, they'd lose their shit. Yeah. But like me, if I got to hang out with like fucking Carmelo you know what I mean? I would just, or like a Yankee. That was my shit.
Of course, yeah. We did a show together. You got a photo of that guy from the Giants was there. Remember that big?
I had to.
You had to.
I felt like, so Colum and I were doing a show, and they're like, hey, it was Gates. It was what's the fuck is he just what's that? No. He was a lineman. He's the guy that had a bad leg injury. He came back to the Giants, and then now he's on the Washington Commanders. But and they had a good year.
When they traded them, you just deleted the photo, did you?
Yeah, and this was right.
You're like, boo.
Yeah, fuck you. He was a bad guy. He hit his wife. No, dude, he hit his girlfriend. And he was actually great. And it was but here's the weird thing. I probably shouldn't say this. It was like a week before the fucking playoff game against the Eagles. Like maybe days.
It was a few days before.
It was a few days before. I didn't want to say that, but it was like Thursday.
It was the night before.
It was hours before. And he goes, dude. I go, hey man. I go, dude. This run's amazing. I'm such a big Giant fan. We took a picture, and I was like, he's like, I'll be honest with you, dude. He goes, I think we're gonna win this game, and we got smoked. I mean, we got fucking,
Yeah.
we got smoked. And
Oh
I'm
my
like, well,
God.
yeah, well, that's what
Yeah.
happens when your fucking lineman's doing shots. Yeah, it's like I wanted to be like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, have you seen what their offense does? What are you drinking whiskey for, dude? Go get to the gym, you fat fuck. But he was actually really nice. But Colum and I were on the show, and he was funny. Him and his girl were the disruptive ones. Do you remember that? Yeah,
I don't remember them being
so
disruptive.
Joe, like somebody was like, dude, the guy from the Giants.
I don't
is
know.
in the
He saw
back.
me, and I went. And I gave him one of these, and he just shut up.
Yeah,
know?
you
a
just
lot
like
of these NFLers are scared of.
I gotta send you guys the picture, dude. The picture, his hand, his hand looks like a catcher's
The
mitt.
guy was. It was literally like he's built like a vending machine. He was a fucking just a huge big box. Of
Yeah, it looked like I won a contest to meet him, and like I was a child with like a disease where you don't grow a lot. It was nuts.
Yeah,
It was nuts. But that was now, like, to flip it, if you told me that the drummer of, and I love music, but if you told me like the drummer of something, I'd be like, all right, dude, I'm going home. I gotta get
Smith or something.
I gotta get.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, Sam Smith. I would,
Yes,
Sam Smith with his fucking assless chaps or whatever the fucking, and his
He's wearing,
devil
like,
horns.
Yeah, like an inflatable fucking.
Can somebody explain
crop
that to me?
top
What
or
is going on?
So here's
with
what
this
happened.
devil worship and shit. Can somebody tell me what's going on?
It's the Hollywood elite there. Paul Virzi. Well, here's what happened, I believe, with Sam Smith. It is a he. It's he now again, right? Because he changed it to a they for a while, and then he's like, I'm going back to he.
Is that right?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, the first
Because he was one of the first ones to be like, I'm a they. And we were like, well, they can go fuck yourself.
Well, when he first came out, he just looked like a normal, had a sweater,
skinny little gay white kid
now
from England.
he's like, now he looks like fucking.
He's all bloated and fat.
Dude, he looks like he should be at a circus, dude. He's he's like fat. He's got like his butt cheeks are out of like jean shorts, and he's got devil horns.
But I think
and he's
what
licking
happened,
a fucking
I think that was a conscious decision from someone who was like, all right, first album got good.
Let's ruffle some feathers.
People don't talk about me no more. Second album's not going to do well. Like, and then he looked at the cowboy, Lil Nas, and was like, he's making waves.
That's a good point.
That's what I'm going to do.
I bet you.
I think that was a very conscious decision to be like, how can we create more waves by just being annoying as fuck?
You know what? I bet you that's probably the only thing where, like, when he's talking to his PR team and they're going, hey, that clean cut shit's gone, and
look, you're kind of boring. No one gives a fuck.
Imagine if it got so nuts. Imagine if it got so nuts. They're like, you're gonna suck someone's dick at the Grammys.
Yeah,
on stage. He's like, all right, mate, whatever.
Well, if he's gay too, it's like, well, why not?
Where's the hard part?
Don't threaten me with a good time. But if he came out and said that, I'd love that. I'd love a talk like that where someone goes, look, this is what it was. I set up a career in music. Chances are that my second album wasn't going to be successful. So I said, let me just play up to this crazy shit and do whatever I can to make an extra couple of million. Because it's not like he can go back to being a mailman. Like, that's a sad life. You have one album, it's really successful, never successful again, and you're kind of living off that first 2 million for the rest of your life.
At some point, too, what age is it where he looks at a picture of himself on stage with devil horns, his ass out?
Yeah.
He's like grinding some fucking pole, licking something. And
he's got horns that are shaped like cocks.
Like what?
Just two little cock horns.
He's got the...
his trident's all cocks, and everywhere he turns is cock.
And the mic's a cock. The backdrop is just a cock.
Yeah.
Just, oh, dude, that is like just a cock themed fucking.
It's crazy, yeah. And he cuts it, and instead of blood, it's cum. It's everything he's doing. He's like, he's just getting bent over by Jesus. Of course, this is how he creates the stuff.
The one, you know who I give credit to, because I was upset because I wanted to take my daughter to see Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And I was like, these prices are fucking nuts.
Oh, yeah, my daughter would have loved it. Okay.
Yeah, dude, not like I was cranking that out on the West Side Highway tonight.
You're
on the way down
a Swiftie if ever I've seen.
Oh, dude, I was fucking... dude, she's got a couple of bangers, let's be honest.
Hey.
Dude, Bad Blood? Are you kidding me? Did I have that shit pumping on the... Now we got problems. Like, oh, this bitch is a gangster. But, but the reason why is because it's the scalpers. Like, it's the scalpers that are, and she's just like, look, man, I'm going to just do my shit, and if the money goes up, and she's gonna make. I heard this tour is gonna make her. It's gonna gross $3 billion, dude. Wow. It's literally like some icons' careers. Some icons' careers have not gotten to $1 billion.
Yeah.
This tour, her summer tour, and is gonna gross $3 billion. The worst seat in the house where the Giants play at MetLife Stadium, the worst seat in the house is $1,300 per. And it's like, I'm talking like, dude, you can't even see it. So like if you're near her, if you're even near her, it's like $14K a ticket.
These are because these are all the tickets been gobbled up, and then this has been recycled. Is that what
I
you're
think
saying?
like because at first I was like, why?
Is that directly from Ticketmaster or no?
Well, that's what I was saying. At first I was like, dude, this is kind of fucked up. Like she's got little girls that look up to her, like that want to. And then somebody's like, no, it's not. They're like, it's. I think what's happening is the value has got with the scalpers. You know what I mean? The scumbags. Like, you love your daughter. You know, it's like, it's $5,000. But
I want to start getting into. I need to start doing this because I every now and again you'll see someone at the Beacon or like Pier 17 or something, and they're like someone you liked from 20 years ago, but you don't really remember them. I think it's a good night out. Like, remember David Gray? Do you remember that guy?
Yeah.
Like, he was playing this concert. I was like, that would be a fun night. Someone that's like, they're not fucking Rolling Stones old, but they're still...
Yeah, they still got it. You go see them at the Beacon.
Yeah, the songs are still good. You know, you only need a couple of them, you know?
Yeah. I love those guys that just embrace their one hit. They're like, yeah, dude, that's what it is. But you know what? I'll be at Jones Beach next week.
Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. Boop, boop, boop. Just 2 hours of that.
Yeah, he's just got fucking fat chicks in their 50s passing out.
Those are the best when they go,
some fat chick on a boardwalk with a nice cone.
Those guys.
Oh, dude. I love you.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I love those guys who had like one hit wonders and they're just like posting. They're playing some community college.
Dude, there is something. there is something to be said about walking when it's time. I was just talking to somebody about it. Like, dude, what Madonna is doing, it's not even the plastic surgery, because a lot of them get plastic surgery to look good as they get older. Like, Madonna's dressing like a fucking, like a high school, like she's putting like braids in her hair, gold teeth. I mean, this chick is pushing 70, dude. Yeah. And she's like putting not only fillers in her face, but like a fake ass and like leather. Dude, it's and it's going, at some point you got to go, Madonna, listen, you're actually hurting what you did. See, that's the thing. It's like, you're hurting what you did. It's like, because, let people think of those hits.
Was she hot shit when you were young?
No, because it was maybe my older brother. Yeah. My older brother's 5 years older than me.
I love talking to people who were like, Madonna was their thing.
Dude,
and like,
Madonna,
for me, that's insane.
Madonna was the poster on your wall, but I'd say those people are probably, I would say, early 50s, like early 50s to mid 50s. Like
10 years older than you,
maybe, like 10 years older than us, whatever. But it was like just young, pretty. She was in like, she did movies, but she also had like monster hits. She was like MTV darling. She was like the shit. And then now it's like, she's just showing up to other people's concerts dressed like, it's fucked
she looks
up.
like a Labrador or something, right? Her face is all like,
she's all, dude, it's going to be.
Yeah, she's all bloated up.
Yeah, I mean, dude, she's got. Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah, dude, she's.
Would you like to play a game?
Yeah, and it's, dude, if that was a horror movie killer, I would be like, dude, that would
be riding a tricycle down an alleyway.
Dude, that is just
oh my God. Yikes! Like a virgin. Don't stay that way,
dude. It's I mean, she's got the hair.
Look. I don't understand. I always said this too. I remember years ago when Justin Bieber started becoming like a problem, according to the newspapers.
Yeah.
At the time, Bieber was worth like $250 million, and he was like 19, and he'd been arrested for like speeding in a Maserati. He did like 60 in a 40 zone, and like they were like, he's out of control. I was like, I was like 5 years older than then, or something like that. I don't know how old he is, but I remember going, dude, if I had $1,000 cash today, I don't know if I'd see Monday.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'd be here to live through the weekend. $1,000 cash. This guy had $250 million and he sped in a Ferrari.
Yeah.
I would be doing satanic shit.
Yeah.
For $250, I'm eating something that's illegal to eat. You know, one of those endangered birds or something.
Yeah, dude,
you know.
So I
like I'm going nuts. I'm going nuts, and I'm just like renting slaves around the house, like just like have someone pretend to be a lamp
Yeah, dude, I was talking about drinking with executives at Comedy Central when I didn't want to. You know what I would do? I remember I had this one joke. I had this one bit. I think it was on my album where I was talking about how Michael Phelps, right?
Yeah.
He had 22 gold medals. He fucking destroyed. Nobody ever. And I go, they gave him shit for drinking. He got a DUI. He got a DWI, but they gave him shit for drinking a Corona. They saw him drinking a Corona at like a Ravens game.
Oh, did they?
And I go, dude, that guy won 22 gold medals in the Olympics. I said, if I won one bronze medal at the Special Olympics, you see pictures of me blowing coke with midgets.
You'd be wearing
dude,
them around.
Oh my god, dude.
You show up like Kurt Angle with the 3.
Dude, he's minding his business in a suite, like just watching a game with a Corona, and they're like, "How could you?" Oh, now that's why he got a DUI, and it's like the guy is the greatest. He dominated the world.
Yes.
Dude. Oh, dude, I love watching. That's one of my favorite things is watching us dominate shit.
Yeah.
Like watching America. Like we don't talk enough shit either. We're too humble. Americans.
Yeah. Oh, you really? Yeah. That's of course. That's what everyone says. That's the international consensus.
I realized I just said that to a guy from another country. I was
like, yo, we don't fucking rub it in their faces.
But hey,
you guys would never have cheese if it wasn't for us.
But you guys got Conor McGregor, man, and I'll tell you something. Conor's shit talking. I put up there with.
Get the fuck out of here.
I love how that echoes. His shit talking level is up there with some of the best. I would say some of the best shit talking that we've ever heard in this country.
Yeah.
Like somebody was like, it's like Muhammad Ali type level.
Some of the stuff he said back in the day,
and some of the shit that he thought of on the spot.
Yeah, especially now he's so rich too. It's almost weird because it's like when he was coming up, that was just he was a master.
When he was coming up and like winning.
I'm looking forward to I don't know when it will be. I'm looking forward to when we can officially say he'll never come back. And I'm also looking forward to like maybe in about 20 years when he can sit down almost like Mike Tyson and be like, oh, I blew it all. I was doing coke and whores and beating up fucking old men. Like, I'm looking forward to that. Because right now he's living that world.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to about 20 years.
Yeah,
when
like it was nice.
Sober. And he has to explain. He goes, yeah, I was a
fucking nut.
I was off the rails, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, when he's like, all the rumors were true, dude.
Yeah,
I
was assaulting.
Yeah. And that's what you guys, so you guys didn't see all of it. You know,
he just got in a fight in a pub in some shitty little pub in
recently?
England. He was just in a fight in a pub in England, in Liverpool. Apparently, there was like all this stuff about him. He was I guess his go-to move is bringing women into the bathroom. That's like his thing. He goes into the bathroom with coke and like invites girls in to blow him, I guess. So that's like someone said at one of the games when he knocked out that mascot. Did you see that? I think that was the mascot's fault. Did you see that?
But what happened? But something happened?
So he punched, just after that fight, he punched the mascot and then he doubled down. And I guess the guy lifted up his head. And
the guy got concussed or something?
I don't know. I say, how much could...
Yeah, with all that shit on.
Yeah. And he didn't really hit him that hard, you know?
Dude, you know how
But later that night, there was a female allegation against him that when she was in the bathroom with him for a while and she said that he forced her to do some stuff or something like that. But I don't know. It seemed like in post with the online investigations that we did.
I thought you were going to say, I don't know. It seemed all in good fun.
No, because the internet starts going. All the boys come out finding CCTV footage of like, oh, well, why is she smiling at 11:58 that night? Doesn't sound like someone who was forced to suck off a celebrity.
and here's the deal too. Like, yeah, he's always going to be on the wrong end of that because if he does have a willing chick going in there, going, hey, let's go do some lines in the bathroom. I'll suck your dick, and then she comes out later. You know somebody's gonna go, did she want to? Yeah. He's a big guy. Did she? You know what I mean?
It's a weird. Do you know what? The guys that make the money, like so Taylor Swift makes so much money, right? That she can never even. She's not able to be in a position where
she blows a guy in the bathroom.
No, she can't. Like or she's forced some fucking guy to lick her fucking clit. But like she can't because they won't let her. So like I know because I know people who went to parties with the One Direction guys like Harry Styles back in the day, and they had this was back in the day too. Yeah. They had NDAs. There was no phones allowed, all that type of stuff, so that they could all go to a hotel. They're all 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, so they're all gonna suck and fuck each other in a hotel room, of course. Yeah. But like Sony or whoever had so much money resting on them, they were like, we're not letting you guys fuck this up. We can figure it out for you, you know?
Yeah, well, I can't mention names. I could tell you after. I can't mention names, but I was at Bill
Burr?
I was a friend. No, not Bill. I was at something where there was a big star there.
Yeah.
And it was locked down, dude, to the point where it was so locked down that it was like every move that was made was completely watched and monitored.
Yeah.
When the person walked around, like it was completely inside, nothing outside. Leaving a place was completely shut down. And you're going, oh, this is a whole other level.
Yeah.
This is a level of fame. This is like an international fucking like star. And when you just see how it all gets shut down like that, but then you're like, dude, living like that, man. Like I gotta be honest, dude. It was like somebody was like, yeah, that person hasn't really been out socializing in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, of course.
And you're just like, so you're basically living inside with people, and then you're just fighting off all the scavengers that are outside trying to get a picture.
Yeah.
After a while, dude, you got it. You almost, I'm not gonna say, I don't think I'd ever be an asshole, but you almost can see how somebody can, like, when they do go out and somebody's all over them, how they just fucking lash out.
Of course.
And it's easy for us to be like, what a dick. But it's like, they're just trying to, you know what I mean?
Even you get that after shows where someone comes up to talk to you and you're meeting loads of people and it's nice to talk to them, and then like they won't fuck off. After a while, you're going to go, all right, fuck off now, man.
Yeah, there's a fine line, right? Like after
there's a line
show,
where you go, this is going on too long, and then they start to talk to you about something stupid or whatever.
And there's tricks to it. Like I've seen some comedians over the years go like, one big one to get rid of somebody is you just go like, all right, man. No, you just go, all right, man. Like you look them in the face.
Yeah.
Look them in the face. All right, thank you. And then, but then if they go on, yeah, due to my aunt, she fucked, and then it's like, dude, enough.
Yeah.
You know, fuck off. You know.
Yeah.
And then you ever have the person that starts out as a fan, but then they're kind of a dick. They're like, they're like, no, they like you. But then they're like, yeah, but then, and then all of a sudden you go, hey, dude, we're not hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
We're not hanging out, drinking. You're kind of being like, enough.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You know?
I think my new one might be, go, oh, there's people coming up here. It's like, yeah, let's get a drink at the bar, though. I'll meet you over there. And then I don't go to the bar. I fucking dip.
Oh.
That might be. Well,
yeah, you guys hanging out? That's a good one.
I did that the other unintentionally, but I might start to do it because I genuinely was like, we can't talk right now. Go to the bar and then we can talk about that. And then I was talking to other people and I just forgot all about them until this exact moment. Some guy sitting there waiting.
The guy's still there.
No, he said he'll be here.
They're like, sir, we closed.
Call him.
No, he's a fan. I'm a fan. Yeah, no, it's you get those people that are like, but then you get people that are just like amazing.
Yeah, of
course.
course.
So you get somebody that's like, hey, dude, you saved my life. And you're like, what the fuck?
I get a lot of people come up and they'll just sort of go, hey, thanks. And then they'll say something like, didn't want to bother you, or like didn't want to ask for a photo like a fucking one of those cunts or whatever. And then I'm like, no, take the photo. Like,
yeah,
there's always people that say like they're too embarrassed to ask for the photo. It's like, no, you're the one that should get the photo. So usually the other idiots who show up and like, can you FaceTime my cousin?
The weird thing was I had like after the Netflix special, like being recognized happened more than obviously more than the Comedy Central because they played the shit once, but I'm still waiting for that back. But the Netflix one was like it's happening more and more now. But some of them are fun. Some people like almost put pressure on you. Like I was at this thing outside with my family, and one dude just comes up. It was like, you know, like live music, and I love the fans that are really like cool. And he just goes, hey, man, I don't want to bother you. I know you with your family and everything. I saw the Netflix special. Dude, what's next, man? Like, what are you going to do next? And I was just like, dude, I don't know. I'm having a drink with my wife. Like, I don't like he literally started making me questioning my next special. This fucking guy, like, he literally was like, he started out so dope.
Yeah,
like, hey, dude, big fan, dude. You get the Netflix specials. I was like, so what's next for you, man?
the
Like, what are you
5-year
going to
plan?
do? And I'm just going like, dude, dude, this guy made me want to call my manager then. Like, hey, dude, what the fuck are we doing next?
He goes, oh, having a couple of drinks?
Hey, dude, I'd be home writing if I was you, dude. You know, the next guy is.
Mulaney's cooking up a new special, I hear, you know? And he's in rehab.
Yeah. Hey, you want to get in those theaters? What the fuck are you doing, dude? Another apple cider? So it was like, yeah, it was
Crowd work clips.
It was weird, but I was like, okay, fans pay attention, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
Yeah. Or you got to be careful. I'm trying to be more careful because I just talk all the time. But people around you who I barely anyone knows me, but it does happen sometimes where it's like you could talk to someone and then halfway through the conversation they'll go, just so you know, I know you're a comedian or something, like, you know, but you talk to them like they didn't know. So I think you got to be worried about who's like listening to you, because I'd be on the train with like a friend of mine, like me and Dave or whatever, talking on the train, just like trashing fucking comics, and I'm like, we gotta relax because people might be someone's like fucking listening in.
Yeah, and always know that the people like wherever you think you are, because you're not a delusional guy who thinks you're through the roof, you're probably the other way. You probably think a lot of people don't know you, but the reality is a lot of people know who you are. And yeah, you gotta be like careful. And sometimes like, cause I'm like, sometimes I'm too loose with it. Like I'm nice. And if I have a couple of drinks with somebody, I'll be like, dude, did you see that fuck? You know, like, and I don't want to
go. You want to know some fucking truth about Schumer?
Oh, dude.
Fucking cluck that door.
Dude, I was in Houston and that shit, Dallas, and that shit happened where I was like, but the comics were cool. Like the comic was a kid that's opened for me before. Yeah. But I was just sitting there and I had a glass of wine and I go, you guys want to hear some shit?
I want to hear some fucking shit, Paul.
And they were like, yeah. And then, but as I'm talking, I'm like, probably shouldn't be doing this. Yeah. But my weekend is over and I'm 2 red wines in and I got a cigar, man. Fuck that guy. That guy fucking stinks. And I was just, you know?
Yeah. You go. Yeah. I guess, yeah.
Yeah. See, that's why me and Colum get along because we would sit and like, but no, you're the type of dude that's gonna be because you're a guy. In my opinion, from what I see, is like you're kind of like me in the sense that you're kind of doing your own path. You're kind of running your own race. You're kind of doing your own thing, and you are like kind of who you are. Like you can't even help. What I'm trying to say is, you can't help that. Like you're not a guy. You're kind of just gonna do what you want to do, say what you want to say. Sometimes it'll hurt you, sometimes it'll help you, but it's kind of who you are, and that you can't really change that.
Yeah.
You know, you're not gonna change that or do that. You know, do something like where you're gonna be somebody else anyway, or try to be.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think all the people that I always hate too is like all the smiley actor-y type of comedians. Like I can't do that, so that's kind of a thing. I hate the guys walk in, they light up a room. Fuck you.
Yeah. You
What are you hiding? I hate that. You know, a guy comes in smiley. Hey guys, knows everyone's name. Fuck off.
I don't like the judgers. I don't like the judgmental ones who go on stage and don't bring anything to the table. It's like, don't come in here. And especially if I'm really being honest.
Hell yeah.
When these fucking comics come into places, dude, I'm just going to start fucking.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I just start, fuck him and fuck that pussy. That shit sucked. I don't even know how Netflix took that. No.
Artistic, it's not funny. No one laughed.
Females aren't funny.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, no, in all seriousness, when I see comics coming in, and the one thing that I just really don't like, and I won't fuck with these people, is I don't care about your podcast. Okay, I don't care that you're selling theaters because of your podcast.
Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about you.
I know.
I'm on your podcast. So
yes.
But like, I don't care. Like, they come in and everybody knows that the podcast is a hit. Everybody knows that's why on a Wednesday the club is doing well because their podcast fans are coming out. That's great. I'm all for that. And if you are able to make money that way and develop a following, but when it comes to stand-up, don't walk in a green room of a stand-up comedy club like you're the shit because you fucking sit around with comics and you talk about some fucking pop culture shit and you have little, 21-year-old chicks fucking screaming and you're selling that fuck because like then I get like, let's go toe-to-toe with stand-up. Because I don't give a fuck about your podcast.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? Your
Yes.
podcast is, it's giving false confidence
for sure.
of what you're doing on stage. Now, the people that fucking did it for stand-up and the people that, because I'll admit, and maybe even in a little annoying way, I'm a comedy purist. I love stand-up.
Yeah.
But now, if somebody starts filling theaters because of their podcast and they work at the stand-up and they're on the road and they're taking that pain,
you're not
and
talking.
you're
not talking about like Schultz or something like that.
No, I'm not talking about people that and Schultz was doing stand-up for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
Schultz. I remember when Schultz was really young and I started doing stand-up. I'm talking about people that's podcast popped off early or in pandemic, and then you're walking in the club like you're at this level of like just be fucking cool, be thankful.
Talking about the Are You Garbage guys? Huh?
Dude, I love Kevin. Yeah, I love Kevin. Kevin
You're
opened
talking
for
about
me.
Foley.
No. Imagine you just went down every podcast.
Okay.
No, you're like, you're talking about
pull up a chart of New York.
Yeah.
Big J Oakerson and Legion of Skanks.
Yeah, but no, man, I don't like that. It's like, man, just treat everybody like I don't like that judgy shit. When it's like that, and like, they'll look at me and I'll say something like a little edgy. And this new hour's got some people getting upset with some things. And then you could tell those people kind of shy away. And it's fuck you, man.
Fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
I do, personally, though, I do like when there's people in the crowd that are a little bit offended or whatever.
You have to be.
It slows me down a lot.
You know who the biggest piece of shit in comedy is? You want it? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
No, but if every audience was just people who are exactly like me and the way I laugh at things, I would be saying just straight up hateful stuff. It wouldn't even be. It would just be like, what's the meanest thing I could possibly say that I shouldn't say? Which is not right. You need the people to be like, all right. And they go, you're right. Okay, sorry, I got ahead of myself. You know, like a wife who just goes, all right, relax. And you go, okay.
Right, like, yeah.
You're getting a little bit of Paul, you're getting a bit animated.
You need...
You go, it's the fucking Nets. I fucking hate them.
It would be the Knicks, but yeah.
Yes.
You're 100% right. There are some times where, and sometimes audience members that don't like something might have a point where you got to go, you know what? Because like sometimes like, I don't think, not so much myself or anything I've seen you do, but there are comics that will just go up and say shit for shock.
Yeah.
And when you're going like, well, where's the joke, dude? That was just kind of like, that was a disgusting thing to say about like, you know, chopping a baby up. And where's the joke? Right? Yeah. And then they get off and they think there's some rebel. And it's like, no, dude, you got to kind of, you know, have
dance. There's a dance in there, right?
That's exactly right.
But having said that, I have also heard people like, I think Stanhope maybe has some stuff where I go, I think he just said that because it's fucking mean and dark. There's times like that and I go, I liked it. Like, it's because it's refreshing just out of nowhere. You go, oh, what's he going to do with this? And then it's just being mean. And I go, that's so funny. Stanhope's my best. So I unfortunately made the mistake. So I recorded the special with Gas Digital recently. Did a half hour.
Oh, congratulations. I heard you killed.
It was all right. Yeah, thanks. But I had to, they sent me the raw files and you compare each show to sort of see which one you like.
You did two.
Yeah, you do two. Yeah. So I did two. Watching the two things to see which versions I liked and just hating myself, obviously. You know, you're watching back your stuff, you're going, why would you say that? Or why would you do that? All that stuff. And then later that night, then I was on the road and we listened to Stanhope on the way home. And then I was like, by the end of that journey home, I was like, I'm going to kill myself. Because Stanhope to me is just
so ridiculous.
He's so fucking good.
Yeah.
So if anyone out here is a comedian and you're ever recording something and you're feeling down about yourself, don't listen to the best people ever. Because that will reaffirm your fucking...
How long have you been doing it now?
I think I started in 2011 in Ireland. So I moved...
Okay, so you're...
But those are quiet years in Ireland.
Right, so you're probably like 10 years in, 10, 11 years. Yeah. No, I mean, when I did the Netflix special, and they actually were really cool with letting me be a part of the edit. Like they basically let me do what I wanted to do, but watching it is so hard. Yeah. You know, but it was a little easier than the Comedy Central one. Yeah. And then now this one that I'm doing now, which I think is by far, and everybody who's seen it in my thing, I think this new one I'm about to do is by far the best. But like even watching that, you're kind of just like, all right, why did I walk like that? Why did I do that? Why did I put the drink down like that? You're always gonna.
But that's good though. That's why, like you said about the improvement. Like, there's probably things you saw from the first special that you ironed out since then.
Yes. And it's and the other thing is too. One thing that I learned is when you truly, and there's a difference between saying it because it's funny, but when you truly believe in the piece you're saying, when you truly, like, if you really say something and you like, let's just say you just have a despise for something and you're up there saying it and you do a clever bit in that, and you really feel like that, even if the crowd doesn't like it, when you know it's real, you could sleep. Yeah. Like you're like, I don't give a fuck that you don't like it because that person's a piece of shit. And I need to say it. And then you're like, that's something like, and that I did that in Nocturnal when I talked about the royal family and just how I can't understand how people care. I can't understand how we watch them on TV. I just can't believe that we will watch it. We'll celebrate it. I can't fucking believe it. And then how the kid left the kingdom Harry. With his, he left with his, and all that stuff. When I said it, it was a rant, but I really felt it. And that's why I was like, I got to keep it because it's just an honest. It's not just me going, fuck the royal family. Like I really, and I mean, obviously there's some jokes in there,
but the queen, but yes, we go specific and we say, fuck the queen.
Did you see Segura did that in Ireland? He said fuck the king. And because it was right. It was, dude, the reaction was.
That's insane. You can't follow that. That's crazy. That's like a bad thing to do.
And it was like right when Charles got the fucking, costume on and shit.
When you play Ireland, it is, you can really, and you should ham it up. It's a sports crowd. Like you can really just come out and go, I love Guinness, and the crowd goes, yeah!
So
and they all start kicking each other. It's crazy.
I wanted to ask you that.
Have you been out?
So no, that's what I wanted to ask you. So last October, I sold out and added a show in London.
Okay.
And I did not know what to expect.
Yeah.
But the Giants were playing the Packers out there.
Perfect.
So I told my agent, I was like, I'm a Giants fan. I want to go out there. Brought my wife and kids. We went to France for 3 days afterwards. We took the train to Paris. It was amazing.
Nice.
Dude, the crowds in London were so good. But then everybody was going, hey, dude, when you coming to Dublin? My fans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to. So I was just wondering, like, is it similar? Or the crowds in London and Dublin similar?
I'd say similar. Yeah.
Similar, yeah. Because they were just into it, dude.
I think Irish and Scottish are a little bit different than the English. I would say Irish crowds are more like urban crowds than anything else. Like,
okay.
Like, if you bomb, you're really gonna bomb, and if you crush, you're really gonna crush. And they don't really like if you just stand still and tell jokes. They want you to be live and human on there. Which I think urban crowd.
Well, that's just my style, anyway.
Yes,
like I kind of like that's who I.
But they go
love.
nuts. The crowds go nuts, and you'll have the early shows, which are great, and then the late shows are just so sloppy. It's just babysitting. It's crazy. Like a lot of the headliners.
I'm not gonna lie, that doesn't sound so appealing.
No.
To have somebody go, dude, the second show is a shit show. You're gonna be babysitting drunks.
Just get a big venue and do one show.
Just do a 7 o'clock.
Well,
that's good information.
The world, Shane Gillis is over there doing that because Notre Dame are doing a show playing in Ireland. So he's like, I'll go watch the show, and he added a bunch of shows, and he just like added like an 11 o'clock or midnight on a Saturday or something. And I was like, which is unheard.
Wait, he's there. He's gonna do it in the fall.
He's gonna do it. Yeah. So he does the same thing. He follows the football around and then books his shows.
Well,
around
I just called my agent and I go, hey, the Giants are playing in October. Could we do it? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, there's this place, 21 Soho.
Yeah.
And it's got like a couple hundred seats. So we sold it out. We added a show. But dude, the crowds were insane. I took my son.
But they also love the fact that they never get to see you.
And
the fact that you're American. It's just really an extra special night because they get to see this. Who knows when you'll be back. They probably followed you for a long time.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's like, and you realize the appreciation that they have for American comedy.
Yeah.
And
they love it.
They don't have it that much, and I don't understand why enough people don't. A lot of American comedians don't go there, and I'm going like, you guys don't understand the warmth and how amazing. Like these people just want to see stand up from Americans. Like go out there. You know, it's a 6 hour. It's not crazy. Yeah. You know, it's not a crazy.
But they get sloppy drunk. Tim Dillon says when he did Ireland the last time. He said the early show was the best show he's ever had. Sam Talent was on it too, and they said best show ever. Late show was insane. He said there was like fights breaking out. There was like, I've heard of that happening a lot for artists in the middle of like a concert or in stand up. There's just like a fight breaks out over in the corner over something.
Where do you perform out there when you go out there? Is there like the Stand or Cellar version?
No, they don't really have clubs like that. Any of the clubs.
It's like theaters.
The clubs are weekend spots like Gotham kind of like or something.
Oh, like it's like a showcase.
They only open on weekends. They're not like during the, it's like a headliner and two things. And then most of the clubs are more like bars, like the way on Bleecker Street.
Okay.
The comedy,
like what,
whatever.
Cafe Wa, whatever, like,
some shit like that. Yeah. What's the show? What's the comedy shop? What that used to be? The Village Lantern. Yeah.
Oh, so you mean it'll be like in the back of a bar?
Yeah, most of the clubs in Ireland are just bars or basements or attics
and then other than that,
but they're fun. The shows are fucking good.
Yeah,
the shows are good. They're up for it. They're up for it. Yeah, people are out to enjoy themselves. Yeah,
okay.
It's very rare you have a crowd that's just like flat for the night. It's very, very rare.
Well, I wonder what Tim and Sam did a. Do you know where they did?
He did the Olympia Theater, which is like a big, huge theater. It's like a
couple thousand.
The guts of it, yeah. So they did 2 shows, and apparently the second show came out, and then someone said something about like "fuck the Catholics" or something.
Oh, Jesus.
Someone in the front row was like "fuck the Catholics," and then everyone just started throwing like pint glasses at her head. So then Tim was like, "Whoa!"
Well, I think if there was ever going to be a fight to break out in Dublin at a comedy show, I think going at the Catholics from the front row is probably not the best way to start that.
Yeah. I'm pretty
let's go after God while all these people are drunk in a fucking theater now.
I think I think of Billy Connolly, the Scottish comedian, incredible. He has a very similar story about a fight breaking out in the middle of he was performing in the same venue and a fight broke out. So what happened was someone had bought tickets for the show but it turns out they were like counterfeit tickets or something like that.
Shit.
So when they showed up, so then eventually they bought tickets to like somewhere else, and they went down to the seats where they were supposed to be and started beating up that guy's head or something like that. Some fight broke out in the middle of the thing.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna do one show and find out. Like, I'm not. I want to bring my family to this shit.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. That's fine. The kids are safe. They'll always. That's a rule. Women and
my
children
11-year-old daughter just sees a guy face blasted open, like, Daddy, why did we come here?
It's the Irish culture. It's culture. It's culture.
No, I want to go. I want to go to Dublin, and my wife is Irish, has Irish in, part Irish, and so my kids too. But yeah, we want to do that, and want to go to Italy. Going to do the whole. Dude, I love Europe, man.
Yeah.
I love it, and I think that more comics, like I said, should go because. Honestly, man, when I saw a line of people in London to like meet me and take pictures and like, dude, this like these people were like, oh, we flew from Germany. But I have the most crazy story ever about when I went to London, and it's going to stress you out. It stressed me out every time I say it. So I go out to I fly out there.
Yeah.
To do 21 Soho, a couple hundred seats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am with my family, and I was like, Stacy and my kids, like, you got to come. You can come. So you hang out in the green room. We'll do it. And we'll go to dinner after the show. It was one show per night because we added one, right? So the first one is sold out. Now, I look at the email. It says 8:00, 21 Soho. So 6:45. Now I'm in a London hotel with my family. First time we're there, and I'm literally in my boxer briefs, underwear, nothing else, and I'm in the bed, and my kids are jumping. My chain's always on. Chain's always on. I think I had the Jordans on with the chain and just my underwear. It was underwear, Jordans, and chain, and I'm in bed.
That's welded around your neck.
Oh, dude, this is
you can't take it off. There is no.
My wife gave this to me the night of my Comedy Central special, and it's just not coming off. It's like a superhero power that I have. Like if it comes off, I got nothing. So I'm in bed, and my kids are jumping on the bed. My wife's getting ready, and I go, all right, guys, we're gonna go downstairs around 7:20 and get in a car to go to the thing. Dude, it's 6:45, and I lay in bed, and I'm shot, and I just want to close my eyes for about 20 minutes and get my thoughts and get ready to show. I look at my phone on Instagram, okay? I look at my phone, and there's a dude who goes, getting ready to see Paul Virzi at 21 Soho, can't wait, with a picture of him from the crowd and the stage, and everybody's in there.
It's packed.
So
don't let them in early over here, huh? You think these Americans, these English.
Yo, I'm in my boxer briefs, and I just sit up. Dude, I just sit up and I go, wait. I go, dude, that's now. So then I fucking start scrambling through emails, dude. Dude, by the way, this is part of the story. It is fucking pouring in London.
Yeah.
Pouring, foggy, pouring. I look at the thing. I go, dude, wait, they're there now? So now I start going through emails. One from my agent said 8. The other one said 7. Then I realized the show is in 15 minutes. Dude, I fucking throw jeans. My wife is like, and she's so bad. My wife is opposite of that shit. My wife needs planning time. My wife's like fucking crying. Like, oh my God. She's going, kids, get you some. Lucas, get Sophia, get you. And like everyone's just scrambling. I'm like fucking putting everything on. Going. We go downstairs. We go to the concierge. I go, I need a car now. There's no car. But luckily there was a cab that was waiting for other people. And we run up and I go, dude, we gotta go. This and that. We get in it.
Now you stole someone's car.
Dude, now it's like 5 minutes to show, and it's like 20 minutes out.
Yeah.
We get in this cab, and it's pouring. The venue's calling me. I go, I'm so sorry. I thought it was 8:00. We're on our way. And then all of a sudden, we go around a roundabout, dude. Colum, it is bumper to bumper gridlock. It's bumper to bumper gridlock, dude. My poor wife. I'm sitting there. This is the first time I'm performing in Europe, which is sold out. It's sold the fuck. I just flew here. Okay, and they're in there, and now it's 7:05. By the way, I'm only allotted 60 minutes of the show, so there's no opener. So they're like, yeah, because I thought I could have an opener. They give me a block of an hour, so now I'm already cutting into that. It's 7:05. I go, so then now I start getting real upset. I'm like, there's nothing I go, buddy. I will pay you. This is what I said to him. I said, I will give you a tip. I don't give a fuck. I will tip you big. Okay, American dollars. Okay. I mean, I'm just arrogant.
You go, American.
Yeah. Now I'm like,
George Washington.
Yeah,
you ever heard of him?
Yeah. Now I'm talking about how our money's better than. Yeah. I go, American dollars, not your pound shit. American dollars. I said, get
Benjamin fucking Franklin.
Yeah. I started throwing him money while he's driving. No, so
did you ever have electricity? Benjamin fucking Franklin.
So he's like going around and it just doesn't break up. And now it's like 10 after,
just
and I'm
probably
sick
like
to
a
my
Friday,
stomach.
Saturday night
So,
in London at 7 p.m. Of course, it's fucking
and it's,
packed.
It's 7:10 now, and I'm fucking. So now he's like, oh, 5-6 minutes. I'm on the phone to venue. I said, look, they said, listen, there's nothing you could do. Just when you get here, you're gonna go right on. Long story short, we're panicked. My poor kids, we went through this shit. They dropped me off in front. I fucking run out. I told my wife, I said, take the kids. I told the people, I said, let my wife and kids go down to the green room, whatever. Dude, I walked off. I walked out of the cab at 7:18. Walked into the club. The crowd's packed. They hand me a water. They announce my name. The place goes ape shit. I go on stage, and the first thing I said was, all right, guys, who is the person that took a picture of the stage and just said, like, can't wait to see Paul? And this fucking German guy raises his hand, right? And he's like, I did. I go, well, this is what happened. I said, I almost missed this if it wasn't for you because I thought the show was blah, blah, blah. And then after the show, when there was a line to do a meet and greet, that German guy told me 5 of them flew from Germany to see me. So they would have missed it. Dude, I would have if I would have not looked at my phone, I would have woke up at like 7:15 and be like, oh, I got 45 minutes. And I would have
and you're there like taking it. It's like, yeah, go the long way. Go past Big Ben.
And it's booked by,
go a long way around Big Ben. Yeah, it's fine.
And it's booked by the booking was made by William Morris. So like, it's a William Morris venue. So it's like my agency would have looked, dude, it was. And then I went on, I did an extra, even though they only gave me till 8. I went like 8:11. Like, I almost,
fine.
I didn't give a fuck. Yeah,
that's
so
culturally accepted.
And I told them, I was like, I had to do it. And then, and then the next night I made sure I was early. But that was one of the most stressful times because it's the only time I'm performing in Europe when I'm headlining my sold out show. And it was 2 emails were wrong, or 2 emails were different. And I thought it was the 8 o'clock. So
did you think it added something to the show?
It did. It's funny.
A little bit, or did it just like,
No, it's amazing you said that because I was able to, in some weird way, let go of any kind of, and I was just able, because then what it did was the relief of just being there and getting there. And now I could kind of tell the crowd. I had another situation like that happen where Bill Burr said, do you want to open for me at the TD Garden with Tony V? Tony V is a Boston legend. He's a Boston comic legend. He's been in all the movies of Farrelly Brothers.
You know Tony?
Yeah, you know Tony V,
David
right?
Caggiano, Boston.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Tony V was opening for Bill, and Bill goes, "Do you want to go?" And then I'm like, "Yeah." I'm in bumper to bumper, and the show started, and Tony V's on stage, and I'm on the phone with the agents, and I go, "Dude, I'm 2 blocks away in bumper to bumper." I go, "I got to dump my car and run." I'm not joking. I dumped my car off the side of the street in Boston. And I put the fucking hazards, and I'm running. And as people are filing in, I'm running through the crowd, and I fucking get through the tunnel, and I just see all this fucking Celtic shit on the, and I'm just running through the thing. Dude, it was the sickest thing. They handed me a bottle of water. I saw Bill. I just literally went up to Bill, hugged him. Bill's just fucking shaking his head like, you fucking animal. And he just gave me a water, and literally Tony V just fucking brings me on. I was there. I walked into 20,000, whatever it was, and I just grabbed a water, and I went on, and I had the fucking set of my life.
Oh, nice.
Because what happens is you're so focused on, I can't be late, or I don't want to, and listen, those in my whole career, those are only 2 times, right?
Yeah.
That's happened. But sometimes traffic hits you, and you think, even when you give yourself 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes it's fucking, you drive 3 hours to go an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think, so to answer your question with London, I was just like, holy shit, man, I just got through that, and now I'm here. So now I was able to it was such a real moment to the crowd that they were just like, holy shit. And I had to thank the dude who did that. And that's why, so it did add something.
Good thing you're addicted to your phone. Right.
That was
nice.
That was the one time.
Nice.
My wife's always going like, why are you looking at your phone? Yeah. Fucking, if I didn't.
I still love the idea of you going, can you get us there any way fast, bumper to bumper? And then he goes, no, it's traffic, and you go, American dollars. What's this in your country? This is 10 American.
Dude, I know. I
go buy yourself a house. Go through the.
And I love how I thought me telling him I'll give you money would make traffic split.
Yeah, of course.
This poor guy was so stressed out because he's in bumper to bumper too. And I'm like, buddy, I'll give you 100 fucking. And he's just like, the car doesn't fly. This isn't fucking Harry Potter. I can't do it. I can't get you there any faster. But I was just desperate, man. I was desperate, dude.
I had a similar situation. I was in Thailand, in Bangkok. It was my last day, and I went to the mall, picked up some gifts for my family, And something happened. I don't know what happened. There was like an uprising or some shit. But there was traffic. It was crazy. So by the time I got back from the mall to the like hostel to grab my shit, I was worried I was going to miss my flight back to Europe. So I got this like guy on a moped, because normally you walk around, all these guys are like airport, tuk-tuk, whatever. And you have to haggle them all down. And then this guy went up to me and he was like, I go airport. And immediately he goes like, it's like 20 baht or whatever the thing is. And usually that's him overshooting it.
Yeah.
So then you turn around and go, no, 5. 10, whatever. Like he said 20, and I go, you get me there in the next 45 minutes, here's 50. And he went, get on the back. And after about 10 minutes, I had to go, no, I don't need to get there that fast, because he was on a moped. He was going the wrong way. He was going down a motorway on the wrong way, going over fucking curbs. We got to a point where there was like a toll. He just went straight through it. He just went the toll was probably like,
dude,
I was giving him 50. It didn't matter to me. It's like fucking fake money, because I was on leave anyway.
Dude, you give him 50. Yeah, dude, if you said that in Mexico, they would just like slaughter a family to get you there quicker. It's scary.
It was crazy.
I love how like we think it's kind of arrogant for people to think like that too.
Yeah.
Like you say it to doctors, you'd be like, look, okay, I know my mother's going through open heart surgery. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
I got a couple crispy ones for you. Okay. If this fucking thing goes smooth and my mother makes it, I'm going to take care of you like you've never been. Listen, you bring my mother back to life. You don't understand the financial gain. It's like that's his job.
Yes,
like he took an oath. He took an oath, but then he's got some fucking guinea in it. No, you don't understand what I'm saying to you.
And you're offering.
I'll buy you lunch.
He's also a doctor, like earning hundreds of thousands a year.
Yeah. He's an open heart. He's a heart surgeon.
Going, look at this Arby's gift card. My friend.
He's like, dude, I know your schedule. I make more money than you. I know your comedy schedule.
I remember I once got waiting for a diner in Williamsburg. It's like 4 a.m. There's a diner called Kellogg's, and it was packed. You couldn't and the line's going down the road. And I went up to the security guard just for fun. I went to him. I go, can we get in? Is there a table? He's like, there's nothing. And I go, oh yeah. I go, what about my good friend George Washington? And he goes, get the fuck out. It was worth it to try. I tried to slip him $1 just to be like, just to see, and he went, get the fuck out of my face. Oh my God.
Might
have been the funniest thing of all time. Imagine if he took it and then he looked down and thought it was a $100.
Oh my God, dude. I love it. No, but my favorite part about that is my friend. Yeah. My friend here.
Yeah, can I introduce it to my friend George Washington?
I got a couple more friends in the pocket if that's what it's going to take.
All right, let's wrap it up. Do we have a question for the Patreon or no? Did we figure
Wow, that's an hour already?
Yeah, it was an hour.
No,
something.
It's not.
Flew in. Yeah, an hour and a half, actually.
Whoa.
We gave him a little. Guys, we gave you too much.
No, this was a great one. That's an hour and a half. This is a great one.
Next episode, we're doing 30 because you're getting too much. For fuck's sake, you're getting too much. Was there any? Well, whatever. If you guys want to get your questions on the podcast, head over to patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell. You also get this episode 5 days early, ad-free, and uncensored. So head over to patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell. You get a bonus episode every week. And it helps support the podcast. Follow Paul Virzi every week. Any idea what the ideas for the new special? Like what's the timeline there?
Yeah, so I was actually telling Dave on the way up, I'm kind of ahead of schedule. I'm ready now.
Nice.
So what I think I'm going to do is I wanted to do it obviously early next year, but I think I'm going to shoot something late fall. Maybe like late November and get it out at the top of the year.
Gap in between, just before Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a fucking nice time.
I think that's when I'm going to shoot it and then have it come out in January. And then hopefully probably have a Netflix out because my Netflix is still on there for a year. So have at least have the Netflix and might do it myself independently. We'll see. Yeah. We're going to talk about it, but definitely come out the top of the year. Yeah, you can check my dates, paulvirzi.com. I'll be in